Welcome back to STL Live. Being knowledgeable in business is essential. And here to give us tips and teach small business owners as well as entrepreneurs how to succeed is Senior Vice President Ben Kelly.
Hi.
Thank you for being here, Ben.
Thank you for having me.
So it's National Small Business Week coming up, and First Bank has a spot in their hearts for small business owners and entrepreneurs. Tell me why.
We do. As you may or may not know, we are a fourth generation family-owned business, been around for over 100 years here in the St. Louis market. So small businesses are essential to the economy, and they're essential to what we do every day at First Bank.
And I read somewhere that 50% of all people employed in the United States work for small businesses.
55% of the 28 million small
Wow.
businesses make up 55% of the jobs. So it's a significant number. Not only that, but small businesses also account for 54% of all U.S. sales.
Wow. So why do small business owners and entrepreneurs need First Bank?
So they need a bank, obviously, because you have to do your banking. They need First Bank because First Bank understands small business owners. And we say that's why we have a fourth generation family owned is very important to us, and understanding businesses go through a lot of cycles. They go through a lot of ups and downs, and it's important that small business owners have a bank and a banking relationship that understands them, because they're going to have different needs at different times depending on what they do.
I know, I was reading a little piece that the bank puts out that says the banker that you talk to shouldn't be more interested in what they can sell you than they are in what you're actually trying to accomplish.
Yeah, I tell bankers all the time, and I think it's very important to understand we're not here to sell you a product. Every one of the solutions we offer is based around a need that a small business owner has. Our questions and banking questions should be not around what product can I give to you today, but more about tell me about your business. Tell me how your business operates. Tell me the challenges your business has, and let me make some recommendations based on what I've heard and what I understand, and see if we can't help you get to the next level where you want to go.
And how vital, really, is that relationship between a startup business, an entrepreneur, a small business, and their bank?
So I think it's very important, and it's because when you get to that big level, you have a CFO, you have someone dedicated to the numbers at your company, and that's all they do. They watch the numbers. But a lot of the startup companies, they're really good at whatever they started to do. So if they're a plumber, if they're an electrician, whatever it may be, they're really good at that, but numbers may not be the thing that they went to school for or really like. So having that person in the role who's going to look at your numbers, help you grow, give you some advice, that's very important, especially for new and startup businesses.
Well, that being said, what are the services that somebody who's just starting a business or owns a small business can expect when they come to First Bank?
So it's going to depend on how big your small business is, because when you talk to the SBA can range, businesses can have employees up to 500 people. So depending on where you're at on that scale, when we think small business, I think more 1 or 2 people in the business. It can be checking accounts, lines of credit, helping you get set up with your 401k and your retirement plans, because that's very important to think. You started the business to make money, but at one point everybody wants to retire. And then also, what are you going to do with the business once you get to that point? So those businesses, checking accounts, lines of credit, anything that you need to help run your day-to-day operations, First Bank can help you with.
And what if someone is a small business, is an entrepreneur, is a startup, they're thinking about doing business, what's the first step they should take in finding a bank?
So I would even go back before finding the bank. It's really setting goals for yourself and then understand how the bank fits to that goal. If you don't need a bank and you don't need financing, then find a bank that fits what you need, that's convenient for you, and that's locally owned and understands you. If the finance is important, you want to look for a bank that has SBA abilities for you, that has the right fit for the banker. And I say that because I think we joke sometimes, but there's generational gaps that we're dealing with across the board. Some people like to text, some people like to email, some people like phone calls. Make sure your banker communicates the way you want to communicate as well.
All right, so then the next question that I'm going to ask you after you've said all of that is, how is First Bank there for those people? What's the conversation like when they come to you as a start?
So we train all of our branch managers, all of our business banking officers are trained and certified in small business, and we're asking them to make sure they ask the questions. They need to understand our businesses. You're not a number to us. You need to understand your business, and we need to be able to make the recommendations and help you with your solutions.
And they're building a hopefully lifelong relationship. So it's just as important as it is when you're picking a life partner. They need to come and ask the questions too when they come see you.
Absolutely.
And you welcome that.
We welcome that. we love to talk about it. I love to give advice. I love to have ideas bounced off me, and I think all of our bankers and all of our branch managers do as well.
Great. Thank you so much for being with us today. National Small Business Week will be April 30th through May 6th. And if you need more information, visit Small Business Week at sba.gov/firstbanks.com. Stay with us at STL Live. There's more right after this.